Hello YouTube, welcome back to my silly survival world. Now, today's project is going to be a rather small one. I just need to first decide a location for it, or let's say first I will grab a couple of materials. I doubt I have everything that I will need for this project. Particularly, we're going to need... Okay, we got a lot of coal. That's really good. Good start. I'm going to do a stack and a half, very specifically a stack and a half, because I love clean, divisible by 16 numbers. You know me. Now, the first thing I'm going to make, yes, tons of campfires. The only thing we're missing is logs. So the second thing we're going to do is we're going to go over to Dell's little area over there, and we will gather some spruce. Whoop. Alrighty, tree fellers should... okay. Not a lot of logs just yet. I don't think... we're definitely not going to need a ton. I can do with just a stack of logs, I would say. Now, all that's left for us is to find a cozy spot somewhere around spawn. I am thinking probably somewhere nearer to the water. Now, Gav did add a picnic table here, so I think somewhere in this region would be a very appropriate location. I mean, no, that's not too close. I don't think that's too close at all. I'm going to say in this spot right here, we're going to add a little something extra. Oh, wait. I actually forgot one other material here. We're going to go get a bunch of andesite, a little bit of stone, and more andesite. Alright, we are going to have ourselves a leap into the pit, and I will gather okay, let's not gather it from here. I'll go down there for the andesite, but we do need to come up a little bit for the stone. I'm not thinking we'll need a whole ton, just enough to mix in. Alrighty, we've got 32 stone. That should be enough for today. Now, we can 100% grab most of the andesite from there. I want to make half of that into polished. And now the last thing we are going to need is all the way down at the bottom. I wanted to grab a little bit of tough. We're not going to need very much. I just want to play around. Ow! Is that fire aspect? Wow, okay, that's kind of wild. Okay. Yo, look at that! The quiver on their back has, like, flame arrows. Dude, this resource pack is kind of sick, though. Actually, hold on, some amethyst would be really great. I also want to go ahead and give you guys the name of that resource pack here. So... yeah, it is Owl's Skeletons Revamped. If you want your skeletons to look that awesome, get that pack. Now, part of me wants to incorporate amethyst today, but I'm not sure how. I'll definitely grab all of the crystals themselves, and we can maybe do with grabbing at least a few of the blocks. Oh, there was a very hidden budding here. Go ahead and open up all the faces of that so more can come out. And just... that should be good. That should be good. I'm going to make that 16 so that I have a number divisible by 16. Now I think we are actually going to go back up to the top of the day 1 tower here to have ourselves a quick sleep. I want to get more beds around the world, so I think that's maybe something else we could do today. Go ahead and go down there and add a bed. Whoa, crazy zoom effect that I definitely just did in post. Now, let's go ahead and mark out a nice little area for this. We are just going to make a cute little table and chairs today. Go ahead and get our toolbox out so that we can get our shovel. Now, I'm not entirely determined on the size just yet. I'm thinking 5 blocks wide and 7 this way, probably, right? Alright, that marks out a nice area for the floor. Now, oh, I didn't actually gather that much stuff. I got a single block and I got distracted. That's okay, that's okay. For now, I'm thinking we just do polished andesite here in the corners. Now, I'm going to get ourselves... oh, I had a crafting table on me. We're going to get a crafting table down, and I want to make a couple of stair blocks. And we're going to put the stairs in just like so. Ooh, ideas. I have a reference image, but I love to take references and build off of them with my own little ideas, and I've just had one of those. I will definitely, I'm going to consider that idea further. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. I might not even do it, but if I do, it'll be really cool. We're going to need a lot of fence gates for this one. Quite a lot. I'm going to take this, I'm going to dedicate all of that to fence gates. Now, this table design that my references used is really neat. They have just two open trapdoors like so, and then across the top they have done a bunch of trapdoors. Now, I'm not sure that I will keep it only as trapdoors. We'll have to see. So my thoughts are that if we take this and lower the trapdoors, it won't look that much worse, really, and more importantly, it gives us table space where we can put things. Okay, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to put... Oh, I don't love that. Maybe I make all of them this direction, because I don't like the idea of these facing different directions than one another. But I also don't like the idea of them all facing the same direction, because then it's unsymmetrical, and that would also bother me. And I am such a stingy person, I know. Now, I've got the chair design here is very, very cute. We are going to add 4 of these chairs and take our shovel. We put each of them out, and on the backs of each trapdoor, we just put a single sign. So we're going to need to craft 2 bunches. And these right here are some very quick, easy, and cute chair designs. I would love to get on the server a kind of sitting plugin. It's not something I've really gotten around to yet because I haven't found one that works very well for my purposes. But at some point. Now, yeah, polished andesite wall isn't a thing as far as I can tell. Oh, we should go ahead and, before I get too much further into this, I wanted to mix a couple materials in with the polished andesite. So I've got stone, we've got andesite, and I think I'm gonna try and be somewhat sparse about how we mix all of this, but that right there should work. Maybe one more stone block here and we'll have a good balance of everything. Yeah, I think that's cute. Now, this is where it gets really spicy. I'm actually going to do andesite wall. I've grown to really love andesite, and I'll probably use a lot more of it in the future, because it has such a nice, cool gray. It has a cool, comforting gray, and I love comfortable. This whole series is all about comfortable. Now, we are going to take these 2 up with the fences on each side, and I will climb all the way up on top here so that we can get started on... I think we might want to do a temporary block just all the way across so that I can make sure we get all of this consistent. I'll just get the hard part out of the way here. Alright, the roof of this little place is going to be made entirely of campfires. Now, okay, I do have a pack on currently for ashless campfires. I was a little concerned I wouldn't, but I am better at planning than I guess I gave myself credit for. Now we have the full roof made out of campfires. We can go ahead and take out our temporary block, and that just makes such a wonderful pattern for this type of build. I really like it. I like it a lot. And it's about to get better. On each side, we can take and fill in the fences, remove that block. This is already adorable, man. I already love this. But we're not done. Right. We have a ton of fence gates, and we are going to take these fence gates and just fill out around the edges here. And that, oh, it's so cute. It's so cute. Now, the original, which I should entirely shout out, Gorilla YT, so I presume they are on YouTube. I'll leave a link to them down in the description below if I find them, but that is where I am stealing this design from and adding my own little touches. Alright, now we are going to grab out our lanterns, which, well, I really would have thought we had. Okay, I've gone and made a bunch of lanterns. Now flowering azalea could be really good. I might be a flowering azalea fella today. Ooh, no, birch leaf. Oh, I love the birch leaves in this texture pack. I think we're going that direction. All right, now I know we have pretty much just put in this roof, but we are going to get a couple of vines that just run the distance here. Not too many of them, not too many of them at all. In fact, the one might just work for our purposes. I know it's a little cursed that I use a pickaxe to break this, but it's just the most convenient thing I have on hand that I know is Silk Touch on a fairly regular basis. Now, I kind of want to have this split off really quickly, so we can have the 1, 2. Yeah, I think that's nice. Now here around the back, this little bit of raised land I think we can just cut. This is kind of weird. It did a pretty nice job of framing the picnic though. I kind of like the way it frames the picnic, so I don't want this entire chunk of land gone, just enough to kind of give me some space. But maybe we reshape it to where it's something closer to that. Yeah, so now the picnic can keep its cozy feeling, clear the crafting table, and oh my god, dude, this is so good. This is awesome. Go and get a quick lantern here in the center, and we can just take a look at that. The results speak for themselves, really, and I think we could get an item frame here. I will absolutely go grab one of our cakes, but there's another project that I would like to start on. No. I think let us keep it simple. Let us keep it simple. There's one more project that I want to work on. Okay, I'm thinking we're going to probably need to make a quick trip to the Nether for this next part. In addition, we're going to grab a bit of lapis lazuli, and we're just going to, hold on, we have to craft this into dye, and we can make ourselves some light blue dye. Now, along with this light blue dye, we're going to grab a little bit of wool, and I'm just going to use that to make some quick carpets for us for this next design. Now, to the Nether for one other small material. Oh, right. My home portal takes me to the roof. Alrighty. Now, I don't actually know where a biome of the sort I'm looking for would be, but I do have plenty of ender pearls, so we can teleport around a little bit and figure it out. Well, we have a rather cool nether fortress, but that is certainly not what we are looking for. Well, no luck just yet. There's another structure over there that I'm much less familiar with. A custom biome, but no warped just yet. Well, there is another very cool looking structure, but I mean, I'll just say it outright. I'm looking for warped wood right now. I'm not looking for this. Well. That appears to be yet another structure. I am going to ignore it because I really just want the wood. Wait. What? That doesn't appear like it's going to be the type of wood we need, but I am immensely curious. You've gotta be kidding me. What is that? Is that like a wisp? I am entirely unfamiliar with this one. The ancient battlefield. Enter the withered forest, ancestral battleground of the piglins and the withered skeleton. Oh, that's horrible. There's invisible wither skeletons? That's awful. Oh, blue fire. I think it's the quartz biome again, but it could just maybe connect into a warped. Oh, hold on. I guess we can just try it here. Can we take bone meal and bone meal this mushroom? Okay, hold on. I just did myself some Googling there. Baby Hoglin is aggressive. I was about to call him cute. Okay, well, we're getting out of here, but I've done a quick Google search, and this here singular mushroom is in fact enough for us to get warped wood, so I'm going to take that route and go home. Now, we are back by the original portal. I will go ahead. Yes, yes, we just have to bone meal that, and that gives us warped wood. That was way too long of a trip for what could have just been us bone mealing this until we got a mushroom. And with our 24 wood, we will finally return to the overworld. Now we can run right back over to where we were and get ourselves started back up. I'm gonna need to go into my toolbox here and get our shears out so that I can go and shear our sheep as well. Pop, pop, pop. That's 3 wool. Now, if we come over here, we can make ourselves a bunch of wood, a bed, and more specifically, a light blue bed. Now, I'm going to take and craft all this warped wood, and we are going to need ourselves some warped fence gates, some warped trap doors. We're going to need 4 of those by my estimation. And we're going to need some warped slabs. I don't think very many. Something like that should do. Now, we have loads of bone meal, so I think here we can afford to maybe cut down this tree. We'll go ahead and grow that back. I mostly just want the sapling off of it, if we could be afforded such a luxury. There we go. Now I want to take this sapling and I'm thinking, I want to say here by the sheep. Yeah, this is good. Now we're going to grow this tree, and that is a good height. That's a really good height. I'm happy to see that. We're going to do the same for one oak tree here. Now, I need to think for just a moment. Our oak tree will go right here, and I need this one to grow. Is it able to get taller than that? It might not. It might not be able to. We're going to go ahead and take our bed and sleep the night, and then we can get started. Now, I was thinking we're going to have one slab here, one slab here. Then we're going to do a trap door under each of those. By each trapdoor, we're going to have a fence gate. And underneath these 2 fence gates, we will have an additional 2 trapdoors. On top of each fence gate, we will have 1 light blue carpet. Now, I think I will do signs. We're going to make 3 sets of signs really quickly, and all of those will be crafted with warped wood. I just made a lot more than 3 sets. Oh, I made so many more than 3 sets. I don't remotely need this much warped wood. So I'm going to go ahead and put some signs on each side of the trapdoors here. And now, for the final item, we're going to put 1 light blue bed here in the middle. Ooh. Do we leave, like, the pillow part open? That actually seems really cute to me. I don't know why, but that appeals really hard to me. I'm going to leave that open. I'm just going to throw the rest of the warped wood on the floor. We aren't gonna need it. That is a cute little hammock here, hanging between the 2 trees. I think I really like it. This is just a nice little pit stop where you can sleep. We have some tables here. Now, I did actually bring some polished tuff with me. I mentioned earlier I wanted to try out tuff, and I think we are going to keep it, because without even backing up and looking, that just looks great. I think that looks really good. Now, why don't y'all come with me for a quick little walk down our pathway here. You'll see a picnic table. We got a nice hammock where you can stop and rest. And we have a lovely little eating area. I will eventually put some food on the table as well. Now, before we end the episode off, we have one new addition to the garden. So, welcome to the garden, Barros. If you would like your name featured in my silly little garden of commenters, along with every person who has ever commented on one of my videos, then leave a comment down below, and I will get you added in the next episode I can. Thank you all so much for watching. For the time being, I will see you tomorrow. Bye.